If you've been around here for a while, you'll know that storage is a massive problem for me. Look at this, I've got shulker boxes just sitting everywhere, and the fact that we now have an infinite supply of beacons means we're going to need a lot more storage. So today, we're going to be building a bulk storage system. I'd like to welcome you all back to another episode on the AutoCraft server. If you're new here, AutoCraft is a server where we automate everything you can do in vanilla Minecraft, along with having some fun along the way. If you're interested, why don't you watch the rest of the playlist? It's linked down below, and subscribe to the channel. But yeah, today, we've finally got to get a decent bulk storage system up and running. The problem we have is we can collect a massive amount of resources, but we never have anywhere to put them. And the fact that as we go into the near future, we're going to be collecting more and more resources to the point where even this storage system we're going to build today won't be enough. So yeah, this will just hopefully get us kick-started on making a decent amount of progress. Plus, I want to gradually fill this plains biome up. In between episodes, I laid out the boundary of the building for the smelter, or the super smelting building anyways, and I discovered that we're going to need a hell of a lot of more concrete. And the supplies we currently have just aren't going to be enough, so we're going to need to come up with a system to get concrete easily enough as well. But that's something for another episode. So, why don't we get started on collecting resources for this thing? One thing I will need is glass and some more concrete for the floor, because we will be going for a similar style, I think, to what we did over in the auto smelter, super smelter. We need to come up with a name for that building, and I think for glass we're going to get it from my villagers. So, getting glass from villagers is actually a lot faster than collecting the sand and smelting it. We do have sand upstairs, but we're going to keep that for, the concrete. But the problem we have here is only 2 of these librarians actually have the glass trade. And I think it's these first 2 guys here. Now as you can see, this is the position of where the glass trade is, so it doesn't take all that long to unlock this thing. So what we're going to do is, we're going to do some villager stuffs. Now we've got enough space in here for, I think it's like 17 villagers, and we've filled up 4, so that's now 13 that we can fill up with librarians. And it's not as if emeralds or that will be a problem, because we have plenty of emeralds sitting right here. And on top of that, we can also do some, some like tuning. Like we can turn them into zombie villagers and then turn them back, and then they'll give us cheaper trades. However, I'm not going to do that today, because the only reason I do that is for the enchanted books, not the glass themselves, and I'm not exactly sure what books I want. So why don't we get some of these new villagers in here and start unlocking their trades. Before we do that, there is one thing I'd like to mention. So I designed this breeder not that long ago, and I did a tutorial on it. I'll leave a link to that down below as well, and it has 1,400 reviews currently. If you're building this thing, make sure you don't do it in a paper server. Paper is basically just like a system that allows you to use plugins and things. It's meant to help server stability. This design just simply won't work because of the way paper handles entities. So I have to apologise if you're on the paper server and you're trying to build this thing, but I just wanted to take that time to point this stuff out. Someone in the comments pointed this out to me initially, and I looked into the problem, and yeah, unfortunately there's nothing we can do about that. But yeah, let's get these new villagers traded with, and we can get, well, I don't know, let's see if we can get a shulker box of glass. So we set up a couple new villagers. I think I set up like 4 new ones, only 3 of them had the glass trade, and now we have a shulker box worth of glass, which is nice. We're going to need a lot more resources for this project. Like, we're going to need a lot of concrete, which will probably do that last. We're going to need a lot of redstone components. And yeah, this should be interesting. So I think next we're going to go to the raid farm, because we need to pick up some glowstone and some redstone dust. Because we're going to need a lot of redstone lamps, because that's how we're going to indicate how each storage silo fills. Alright, so I reckon we should craft up maybe 3 stacks of redstone lamps. So let's see, so that's 1, 2, never mind, we can't do the 3 stacks. And we'll just collect all the redstone we can get. Oh, it's so good having all this stuff ready to go. It's the nicest feeling ever. Okay, so let's do this. How much can we get? Let's collect another 2 stacks of redstone. 2 stacks of redstone lamps. This should get us by quite well, I think. Alright, so I've been making up some concrete. So we have quite a lot of light blue concrete. Got some spare white concrete from last time because we didn't really use it all that much over there. and we've got some light blue concrete powder. Now, what I want to do is, let's just fly on over here, because I want to reference this thing. It'd be good if you guys can take a look at this. So, obviously, this floor design, I quite like it. It's something basic. It's very flat, but there's lots of texture to it. We have the sea lanterns, the concrete powder, the glass, the actual concrete itself. There's a lot of depth to it, which is quite nice. Now, the only problem with this is it's flat on the ground, and for this bulk storage system, I want it to be elevated. So it's kind of like an elevated platform, because we're not actually going to be constructing a building or anything like that. So it's going to be like an elevated platform with walls on either side, which will have the storage units, and we'll be able to see the redstone. So I want the redstone for this to be visible. And since it's going to be a fairly large thing, there's not really any point in putting a building on it. We might do a building later on. Now let's get rid of that rocket. So what we're going to do is we need to actually work out how many of these storage modules we want. Now, I've been doing a little bit of thinking, and rather than just having this as bulk storage, I want to change the idea slightly. So let's get ready to sleep. So what I want is, obviously, we're going to be going through a lot of redstone components for the rest of the season, because redstone is great. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn this more into a redstone component production facility. So we're going to have all the important parts of redstone coming in, so your actual redstone dust, lots of stone and cobblestone, because stone is used for repeaters and comparators, cobblestone for droppers and dispensers. String, we're not really going to bother storing that, we can always go to the hostile mob farm for that stuff. Glowstone, we're not going to bother with that. Slime, we're going to have a slime farm that feeds into this eventually. We'll build that fairly soon, hopefully. I need to locate a slime chunk in this region. And yeah, this thing should look quite nice. Now, in terms of locations... Oh, don't drop that, pick that up. Location-wise, I don't want to build it right next to this thing, because I don't want everything to be kind of like situated in one area of this plains, because we need to cover this entire thing. So we're going to have it spread out, so we're going to build the larger buildings first, and then the small buildings afterwards, which is why we're doing the bulk storage thing today. So what I'm thinking is we can probably do it maybe over here next to this rift forest. So in this area, as you can see, it's kind of been chopped down a little bit. I think someone's maybe came and borrowed some trees, and then yeah, we can start building around that. So I guess what I'll do is I'll get the platform constructed, and we can see what the size of this thing is like. So before we went any further, I thought I'd go into Redstone Testing World and design something really quickly. Now, this is entirely my own design. There might be a way to compact this, it probably is, and if there is, please let me know in the comments. But this is what I've came up with. Fairly simple system. So this storage silo can contain, hold on, let me see, got a calculator here, 38,000 items, which is not bad, and bear in mind this isn't using any shulker box loaders or anything like that. If you added shulker boxes to this thing, it would hold a lot more, like an incredible amount, but we physically don't have that many shulker boxes, so we're going to go with this variant. So 38,000 items, not bad. It's a fairly simple system. We've got hoppers feeding into chests, and then some basic redstone. Let's go up top, because we can see these circuits a lot better. They're all compacted in quite nicely. So we've got a hopper, a compactor taking output from a chest, goes into a block which powers this redstone. I'm really not a fan of this. I prefer it when the redstone's like that, but you know what, that's fine. So it powers that, and then this repeater pulls that signal through into a redstone line, which then powers these lamps. Now, with the design being this compact, we had the problem where we couldn't do the design properly. So what we've had to do is sometimes we take the output from a hopper instead. So we drag the output through a block first, into a block, powers this redstone, then a repeater pulls the signal through that, and then gets the other light. That's the best way I came up with, super simple. In terms of resource cost, it's, let's see, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 repeaters per module. And that'd also be, so 9 repeaters plus 1, 2, 3, oh wait, no, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 repeaters. And 9, what do you call them? What's the name? Paddles, there we go. So yeah, I'm going to need a lot of materials for this thing. Well, to get the redstone components anyway. We've got everything else. We may need some more redstone lamps, which should be easy enough to do. Now, in terms of these modules, I want 10 of them, so 5 on either side, which should be nice, and then a crafting bench in between each of them, so that we can do some crafting. But yeah, that's just got the design, so let's go and start construction. Alright, so I've got the platform in place, and yeah, it's a decent size. I'm happy I designed the storage silos first, because now, yeah, I just made everything a whole lot easier. So let's take a look at this from a distance. I haven't actually done the walls or anything that hold it to the ground, so it's just a floating platform at this point in time. But yeah, that's plenty of space. Now what we'll probably do is we'll just have like retaining walls going down with the white bits indented for detail, so nothing major there. And we'll probably have like a staircase or something right here. And down here, we're probably going to have like bulk storage. Well, not bulk storage, that's a technical bulk storage, but storage for redstone components after they've been crafted. Because the idea is you'll take what you need from the storage silos, you'll craft the stuff, and then you put the redstone components in a chest for later on. This will basically help for the likes of, say, my good friend Rustic, who has a redstone shop on here. So yeah, he'll be able to come over here and use this stuff. Besides, Captains of Industry, we share all of our things. What I'm going to do is we're going to build one module first. We'll do it in progress updates, and we'll see how we go. Then what will happen is we'll finish the rest of it in the form of a third-person time-lapse. But before we even get to do that, I need to go and craft a bunch of redstone, a bunch of chests, and a hell of a lot of hoppers, because I am all out. Alright, so we have the status indicators, and the double chest filtration system, storage system more like, is in place. And yeah, now that we have all these blocks together, we've got the platform to build off of. I think this is going to look quite nice. It's going to have this right clean look to it. Now, I think we might actually end up just turning this into a building because of how close everything is going to be. If I spaced out these modules a bit more, then I wouldn't have done that. But yeah, this is coming together quite nicely. So next steps is the redstone, which is fairly simple. And we have all those supplies now. It took so long to get that stuff. I actually crafted a lot more stuff than I needed. And we've completely went through my redstone supply. which is just perfect. We're going to need to go and do a proper mining session at some point soon. Also, in between this clip and the last one, I edited the rest of the episode together, and my computer crashed, so hopefully that doesn't happen again. But yeah, let's get this storage system finished, or this first one finished. We can take a look at it, make a decision on whether we are going to build a building around this thing, and then we can get the rest of them all done. Alright, so the redstone is in place, and it's got a very small footprint, I like it. And you know what? It's that nice and neat, I actually like looking at it as well, so we won't bother putting the building on here, we'll just keep this nice and open to the elements. Which is, yeah, it's good. Also, I'm hearing a lot of mobs. Let's go and take a look down here. That's just a few. Yeah, I should probably lay this area up. You can also see I've started putting on the walls, or the retaining walls anyways. Let's pop around here where the light is better. Yeah, that's all there is to it. It's fairly basic, but it just kind of helps. It's better having this thing elevated, because the other one was flat on the ground, which for a smelting area that's fine, but for something like this I wanted it to be above ground. Oh, hello skeletons. Yeah, you know what, I think I'm going to go and light that up right now. That's probably a good idea. Alright, so the area down below here is now all lit up. I would have used sea lanterns, but we're actually out of those right now, so we need to go and acquire some more. Now, I've been given the redstone situation a bit of thought, so we don't actually have all that much redstone to our name right now, and we could go mining for it. But what I'm thinking is we'll all be going mining for it, there's no doubt about that. But for, getting our supplies back up and maintaining them in the future, we're probably going to build a personal witch farm. Now, we do have a quad witch hut on this seed, but that's going to be a group project, and we won't be doing that for a little while yet. So I'm probably going to find myself, a nice little secluded witch hut, and then we can build a farm around that. But before we can even do that, we're going to need to get a slime farm, because I want to use the world eater, because then I can, clear that area in like 13 hours or whatever. So then that isn't as much of a hassle with things. But yeah, that's a few things for the future. Anyways, let's get started on working this thing. before I even do that, because I know damn well that I'm going to run out of redstone, I'm going to need to go speed mining. Good thing we set up that beacon last time, because yeah, I need a lot of redstone. And there we have it, the first half of this storage system is in place. And yeah, it's growing on me. I'm liking the look of it. I'm liking how open this thing is. And yeah, just look, the bot pallets and stuff are looking quite nice. Yeah, so obviously we've got one more half to go. And as you can see, when the time lapse went on, I got faster and faster when I was doing it because I got into a rhythm. The first one took me probably about 20 minutes to build, the next one 10, and then it was like 5 minutes for the last 3, which is quite nice. In terms of materials, we should have enough. We've got more than enough repeaters and comparators, because I've got some spares here. Yeah, I've got a lot of repeaters, plenty of chests and hoppers to do this. I'll need to go and collect some more stone, some slabs. And yeah, we should have enough stuff. We should just have enough redstone as well. But yeah, I'm liking this project. It's coming along quite nicely. And once we get this thing finished and then we fill up the system, it'll be even better. Alright, so for the second half, rather than doing it in the form of time lapses or progress updates, I'm just going to get the thing built. So I've already put in all the chests, and it's weird saying that this whole system is just for these chest lines. And look how much bulkier it has to be because of all the redstone we have. All that redstone just so that we can have a status indicator right here. But yeah, I'm liking this. Another thing I have noticed is a few times it's went night, or it's got very dark. I thought I heard something move behind me there. This area right here in the middle is normally super bright. Now you must be thinking, oh, it must be because of these sea lanterns. Yeah, that's true, but it's not actually them that's causing the light. It's the concrete powder below this glass. I don't know why, it's just a visual illusion. It isn't actually any light, and plus mobs could spawn in this region anyway because of how light everything is. Because of where what do you call them? The sea lanterns are placed, because we press F3 and look at the block light. Yeah, the lowest anything we'll get is 11. And then back here things can spawn, but this won't be accessible. So yeah, like, this area is mob free, and it's super bright even at night time, so they wouldn't even have any trouble seeing things. Another leading factor with that is probably due to the block palette, because concrete is a very, very bright block, which I have noticed. But yeah, let us crack on and get this side done. It really shouldn't take me all that long. Rather than building the individual modules that have been, what I'll do is I'll build the facade of each of them first, and then I'll quickly go and place all the redstone components, because once you get into a rhythm with this, it really doesn't take all that long. Alright, so the second side of storage silos is now finished, and that didn't take long at all. It was a fairly quick process, and you know what? I'm happy with this project. I'm happy we've done it, because now I don't need to do it later on. Yeah. Anyways, so we need to work out everything we're going to store in here. We won't be doing that today because obviously we don't have everything we need, but we need to keep that in mind. So obviously all stuff that's used for crafting redstone components, so whether that's redstone, quartz, I don't know, stone, cobblestone, sticks, slime balls. There's so many stuff we can store here. And yeah, we also need crafting stations as well, but we'll do that later on. But yeah, I'm liking this. I'm liking this whole block palette we went with. We picked this block palette last time and we built the super smelter system here. And yeah, this area is now starting to fill up. Now as we go with this project, we'll probably build larger and larger buildings, or what you call them, like farms or whatever, and then this area will fill up much faster. But based on current progress, I estimate that this area will fill up within the next 10 episodes. So yeah, it really won't take all that long. And if we do fill up before we're ready to move on, maybe we could start going vertical with some buildings. That might be a good idea. Maybe have a few different farms stacked on top of each other and create some like skyscraper style things. That might be nice, maybe. But yeah, there is one last thing I'd like to do today. So let's head on over, let's collect the supplies first, and then let's head on over to the shopping district. Oh, and before we leave, look how bright that is. Let's just fly on over there. Look, see? It's dark and this is so bright. I love this build. Alright, so we have a data pack on the server that lets us do some custom things with armor stand. And I know for a fact a few people have been waiting on me to get this stuff set up. Look, there's an armor stand right there that I know is going to be customized. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up a little area where the players, well, the people in the server can come and get the books they need to customize the armor stand. Now, there was my old player head. If you're curious, this is what I used to look like before I started using the AutoCraft skin. Is my head, but so this is my old head, and we're going to use that as part of the build. So it's just going to be a small little podium. Oh, I forgot the dropper I need. That's good. Okay, right, so what we'll do is we'll just build that here. So we need polished andesite and some andesite, and we'll do something like this. So it will only be like a 3x3, so we'll do something like that. And we'll fill in each of these sides. This here will be the, what do you call it? The dropper, and we'll come up like so, fill in these gaps, and then up here we're going to have, we need the sea lanterns, there we go, some more stone, and then last of all we need the armor stand and the player head. Oh, that's not good. Yikes, that's not good at all. Alright, so after my internet decided to die there, we came back on and we set up this thing. So I had to run some commands to get these books. I could have set up an armor command block for it and then I just send it directly to the player's inventory, but didn't want to mess around with anything like that. So yeah, I ran a command. Like I said, if you have the armor stands data pack, do this function. So /function AS :give. You need to be the operator on the server for that to work, and you'll get it. And then all I did was I went into creative mode and then just put them all in there since it's not really a survival thing. But yeah, this stuff is set up. I customized the armor stand up there. I think we should get some pieces of armor for that, because it really doesn't look good. Fortunately, I have plenty of diamond armor lying around, or I can get plenty. So let's go and get this guy dressed. Something didn't feel right, so I decided to get some armor and tools for this statue. Now it looks fine. But that's the funny thing, we've got plenty of diamond armor thanks to our villager trading, but we hardly have any diamonds. So something tells me I'm going to be doing a lot of speed mining in between episodes. Like yeah, I need lots of redstone anyway, so I'm going to need to do it. But the diamonds would be nice. But yeah, but that's going to end it for today. Next time we're going to build a slime farm. So if you want to be notified of the next AutoCraft upload, remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon. And while you're there, why don't you like the video? I like it, you like it, your mum likes it, like the video. Thanks for watching, folks. I'd like to thank you all for watching this episode of AutoCraft so far. Make sure you go and watch everyone else on the server. On the left hand screen right now, there are 2 videos, one that YouTube wants you to watch and one that I think you should watch. Make sure you go and watch them, and remember to leave a like, subscribe, and hopefully you will enjoy the videos.